I pledged allegiance to the flag God stood beside me. I swore an oath to my countrymen and kin. Side by side we sang our anthem oh so proudly. And this is where a soldier's tale begins. We left for foreign shores in the name of freedom, comrades in arms for the liberty of man. Shoulder to shoulder, but still could not redeem them in God's name, but no one could understand.
And welcome to episode 70 of the Late Night Veteran Show, the podcast for veterans by veterans. I'm one of your hosts, Dave Hackett, 21 years service, ex-RMP and AGC SPS, medically discharged in 2021. Other host is Daz Edmundson, ex-Signals, love the banter already.
It's all banter, the show's banter. Yeah.
Every Friday night, 9 till 10 p.m., we bring you 1 hour of unfiltered stories straight from the front line of life after service. We sit down with special guests from across the forces, no rank, no filter, just real talk, real laughs, and the kind of banter that civvies will never understand. So crack a can open, grab a brew, light a tab, and switch off the civvy nonsense. It's time for the Late Night Veteran Show. Okay, so welcome back. Episode 70, and tonight we've got a stack lined up for you. 3 guests who really don't need any introductions, because let's be honest, if you're military, ex-military and on social media, you probably already know who they are. But we're going to give them one anyway, because they've earned it. So first up, we'll be having the one and only Tiimone, ex-Kings Troop Artillery and Regt RA, bringing the firepower and the charm. And then joining her after is Abbott, ex-RA, straight talker, top lab, and always good for a non-nonsense perspective. And then rounding it off, we'll have Danny Taylor, ex-RLC, better known online world as Stretch Vet, the man, the myth, and the legend. So you don't want to miss this real stories, raw laughs, and proper veteran banter. So let's get stuck in. Before we start, though, we'll be doing a 2-minute silence for John Thomas Gray, 91-year-old veteran who sadly passed away on the 3rd of August, 2025.
Cheers, Dad. Let's go for the 2-minute silence. Shit. Okay, just that's your 2-minute silence up, guys. So that was veteran John Thomas Gray that was laid to rest on September the 3rd. Now, he was known to not have many family and friends alive. So, as far as I'm aware, there was a massive turnout, and there's a few videos there as well you can see online that I'll be posting tomorrow. We wanted to pay our respects to him. So first up, welcome to the show, Carol. It's your first time. Introduce yourself, what you saved, what you're doing, and the charity walks you do. Go for it. The stage is yours.
Hi, so I served 8 years and I started off in the Kings Troop RHA down in London, and I transferred up to 5 Reg RA up in Catterick. I deployed to Afghanistan and I was attached to the Royal Anglians and then with the Grenadier Guards afterwards. I got medically discharged and my adaptation back into civilian life was very, very tough, it was very difficult, and I pulled myself out of it and I became a personal trainer, went back to college, did all my qualifications, and now I am hosting veterans walks to try and get veterans and help them mental health, get them out the house, introduce them into a new community of veterans, and not just them, but their support network as well, because I feel like they're just as important as the veterans are as well. So it gets the support network to meet other people who are doing the same thing as they are, and then they've got a community that they can talk to as well. So yeah, I do think that the support network is just as important as the veterans are.
So tell us a bit more about your walks. Have you done any? Have you got any planned? Are veterans able to join the walks? Tell us a bit more about your walks you've done and what's coming up.
So I have done a couple already. I've done a few in the Lake District, and I did one a bit more locally last weekend up Rosebery Topping. So next weekend I am going up to Scotland and I'm going to do Loch Lomond. Then after that I'm going back down to Blencathra, and then after that I'm going into Wales. But with the colder weather coming in and obviously bad weather conditions, I'm looking to do a little bit more flatter routes, and because doing altitude in this weather is not really ideal. So yeah, I'm traveling up and down the country. I want to reach as many veterans as I possibly can. I want to reach as many support networks as I possibly can. And yeah.
Dave, you got any questions for her? You're on mute.
Always one.
There's always one.
Yeah. So did you have a plan, obviously after discharge, or did you figure out as you sort of went along?
So I didn't really have a plan because my illness came on quite suddenly, and then I went to a civilian hospital, and then obviously I got a diagnosis. So when I went back to the military med centre, they were like, well, there's not a lot we can really do with this because it's a lifelong condition. And before I knew it, I was signing my paperwork and I was out and I was discharged. And I don't really have a family to fall back on per se. So I was just kind of winging it, just kind of like what I'm doing now. So I found myself in the Beacon in Catterick. I don't know if you know the place, but it's kind of like a homeless hostel for veterans. I was in there for a brief time, and it's not something I wanted to be. So I just kind of try to push myself. But once I left there and I was in like Civvy Street on my own, that's when the spiral kind of hit, and I just struggled massively. I isolated myself off, and yeah, I had no direction of which way I was going in. Because obviously once I joined the military, I kind of lost contact with my civilian friends, and then once you're out, you don't have the camaraderie anymore.
Yeah.
You do, but you'd kind of like cut yourself off from it. So I just kind of got stuck in this rut. And then it was like when lockdown hit in 2020, and I had quite a severe mental breakdown. And I'm not proud of it, but I did get myself arrested and missed of all of this. But in all that carnage that's going on, that's when I got given the help that I needed. I got put into like a support network, and then they referred me on into Up Courage. So
Yeah. Go on, Dave.
I was going to say that sort of answers the question. My next question is, what sort of support systems helped you the most after your service sort of ended, which you've answered there. So what's next for you then? What are your goals, passions are you pursuing now? I know one of the walks is probably one of the main things.
yeah, so the Veterans Walk is a huge passion of mine, because once I became a personal trainer, I actually used to work for a veterans charity, and I was a personal trainer there, and I did do the veteran community walks that they were running, and I absolutely loved it, and I seen how much it was helping the veterans then. But when that charity kind of like imploded, and then veterans kind of got left high and dry, and I felt that massive guilt kind of like on my shoulders, even though it wasn't like my fault per se.
False guilt. It's called false guilt. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it wasn't my fault, but I felt like such a connection to them veterans who I was doing them walks with, and it's something I'm massively passionate about. So I wanted to get it back up. I wanted to get it up and running, and I'm doing it in such a way now where I'm actually providing the pack lunches, I'm providing wet kit, I'm providing
Wow.
warm kit. And so if people who are in hardship, or there's people in the Beacon or Hardwick House or any of them places, they can still come along and not have to worry about having a lunch, having water, or any of the equipment that they need.
Fair play to you. Carol, what was I going to say? So Carol's donation link is there at in the chat, guys. I'm going to put it up now. Oh, it's taken me off. Just bear with me a second. I'm going to put the donation link in the chat. If anybody would like to donate, Carol does Armed Forces Veteran Walks and raises money for them. So her link will be in the chat any second now. There we go. So, Dave, any more questions, or should we bring the next guests on?
No, I've got a couple more. So what advice would you give to someone considering joining the military today?
Joining the military today, it's not so much joining the military, it's more the fact of getting out of the military. The best advice that I could possibly ever give anyone is not to isolate yourself, and to find, if you are getting medically discharged and you find it's happening like a lot quicker, or even if you're not getting medically discharged and you do sign off, find your local breakfast club, find your local veterans charity, so you've still got that camaraderie, you've still got that banter, because people in there have already been through what you're going to be going through, and they can offer that advice and support.
I've got a question for you. With the walks you're doing and raising money for veterans, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, I've got a past of a drug addiction. I'm not afraid to say it, but I don't regret anything I've done in the past. I'm still recovering now. I'm only 5 months clean. I'm on and off. It's a rocky road. But I see me doing this show as a focus and a goal for me, and it seems to be going places. And since Dave's come on board, I can't thank him enough, because the bigger charities are reaching out. It's been absolutely brilliant. Do you see that for yourself as a focus as well?
I see it as a focus. So I ended up doing like another course with another charity, and it was up in the Lake District, and I discovered my absolute love for the tranquility, the nature, just been out and about, and it's so mindful. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's been
I
out
could
in
see the
nature.
emotion,
Yeah, been
Bless you.
out in nature is so good for the mind, body, and the soul. I highly recommend it to anybody, no matter what the limitations are. Like, you can still go for, even if it's a 5 or 10 minute walk, just getting out of the house and just being outside. And yeah, absolutely.
All right, last sort of question then. What do you wish more people knew about veterans?
That we're still human. We're still human. Like, we might have gone through this, and we're not this big thing that we've been painted out to be. We're not. We all did the same job that we were told to do, just like everybody else in their jobs. They get told what to do. We got told what to do. We're still human.
Yeah, great question and great answer. Love that. Love that question. So next, then, that was the last question. Carol, have you got any more input? But we'll all have a general chat at the end and we'll all have our discussion. But we're going to move on to the next one. Have you got anything to say before I move on to Liam?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce Liam, and then after Liam, anyway, I'll bring Liam on. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say myself there. I had a mind block. Liam, welcome to the show. Well, it's the first time on the show. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk a bit about Veterans Waypoint?
Yeah, so I'm Liam. I was in the Royal Engineers for just short of 5 years. Did a tour of Afghanistan in 2009. And I'm now the founder of the Veterans Waypoint, which it's took some turns. It's took different ideas for us to get it up and running. And basically, the goal is to get veterans to join together and their families to join together in a community that we host on the school platform. And it will have a directory in there of all the different veteran charities that are about, maybe not the corporate ones for the time being, but more of the small veteran charities that are knocking about, so that veterans and the families don't have to search through the internet looking for these different people that can help them in the different ways that they might need. We're going to do giveaways on there, and there's a leaderboard system with a point system. So if they get to the top of the leaderboard for engagement and meeting new friends and stuff, they can win a prize. It'll be like a first, second, and third.
And where can they find Veterans Waypoint? What platforms do you have for our viewers listening?
So we're on TikTok, as everybody is. We've got a Facebook. I'm doing an Instagram, and the actual platform itself that runs the community is on school.com. So if you just type Veterans Waypoint in, you'll find it.
Brilliant. So another question. So when you served in the military and you'd left the military, if you want to talk about it, it's fine. Did you manage to adapt to civilian life? Did you have any mental health issues or anything like that?
Yeah, well, probably they're pretty much the same as everybody, like Carol was saying earlier. When I was leaving, my staffy told me that the grass was greener on the other side. I told him, yeah, right, whatever. Left the military, didn't get any resettlement, and I've probably had quite a lot of jobs. I've lost track of how many jobs I've had. Struggled with my mental health. Didn't sort of acknowledge that I had any mental health issues at the time, and went through a stage of continuing the military drinking, to then becoming addicted to a certain substance, so I wouldn't sleep, because I was scared to go to sleep. I used to wake up sweating and all sorts of stuff. Jobs was a hard thing. I was obviously gone from getting everything paid for and in a job that's secure to go in trying every job under the sun. I've had a few businesses along the way. I had a security company. I did all right in that, and I got ill. And then luckily my dad is a ex-British Gas, and he's a trainer in gas now. So he actually managed to help me to get into being a gas engineer.
Good stuff. Dave, have you got any questions?
Yeah, I've always got questions, you know me.
I know you have.
So you've chosen sort of to give back by helping other veterans. So what sparked that mission for you?
I just think that because obviously the struggle that I went through when leaving the service, it's something that I don't want anyone else to have to go through that. Yeah, obviously you can't help everybody and as much as you want to. But I just think that with the experiences I've had along the way, I've just helped a guy recently who was struggling with stuff, and I had a way of helping him because I'd been through it. So I think it's a good way to give back, and everybody like you guys, Carol, Stretch, who's coming on in a bit, anyone who's involved with some of these TikTok communities, we can all join together and help each other instead of being one community and then there being thousands of them. If everyone joins the same bandwagon, you'll eventually catch everybody, won't you?
Yeah,
That's right.
I agree with that because obviously Darren, myself, we've been there, albeit separate sort of things that have happened to us. We still have then come to be an advocacy to veterans to go, actually, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We've been where you are, or Carol's been where you are, or Daz has been where, or yourself. And actually, we've got through that other end. Yeah, we're not fixed, but we're working on it. And actually, this is how you can work on it. So, yeah.
Exactly.
So, another one, how do you think civilians and communities can better support veterans transitioning to life after the military?
Good question. Really good question.
I think just understanding what we've been through, not to the extent, you don't have to tell that person, but just understanding that, like Carol said, we are human, and understanding that we've been through some tough shit. And we all have our struggles, and just being there for a veteran who's in need, really. I mean, that community that I'm setting up, that the reason I've put the families in as well in the category is because something that you don't realise is we went and did a job, and then if you went, I mean, I wasn't married in the military, but if you had a wife at home or a girlfriend at home or kids or whatever, you don't see that side of what they deal with. You just come home and go, I'm home now. So that's why I thought bringing the families involved as well would be a good thing, and then people will spread the word then, and the civvies will get a better understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, I would also say as well, obviously I spoke about my drug addictions and stuff on past that. I would never judge anybody else because I've never walked in their shoes, but I've been judged myself, but people should never judge me because I've never walked in my shoes. So I totally understand. We all need to stick together, and civilians do struggle to understand, and you know, I've walked in the streets and I've been called a Nazi for going to a veterans demo in Bristol. It just I don't want to go into the political side of it, but yeah.
I'd say obviously the line of work that I do now, some of it's predominantly ex-police, ex-military, but then you have a few civilians mixed into it. Obviously, me being a CDI killer, the way I look, the way I introduce myself sometimes can come across quite intimidating because I just sort of like give them 1,000-mile stare. So I always remember someone saying to me, it never worked for me, and then we went away and did an op, had to do a course, and then like some arrests and interviews, and they were sort of turned around and went, I thought you were a knob, but actually you're sound. And I was like, yeah, because you just looked at me from me to me, but
it's
actually
that red hat that help you.
just looked at you, isn't it? But then, to be fair, they were civilian, so
there we go. I've got no more questions. Have you, Dave?
Nope. I'm good.
Nope. So should we bring the third one on and then have a general chat? If you want to bring the last one on, Dave, that'd be great.
Yep. So 2 seconds.
I've got them on.
Right. So yeah. So bring on a Stretch. So Stretch, if you want
what's
to.
Good team?
Again.
What's good team? And hello chat as well. I've got you over here, so I'm reading the chat at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. So yeah, Danny Taylor, ex-RLC, better known to Onlo and World as Stretch Vet. So if you want to introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing and how your transition was.
Oh, damn. Well, right. Okay. So originally, as you do, being a kid, you think, Call of Duty, infantry, always cool. I got talked out of the infantry and I ended up in the RLC, and now I'm at the butt of every single joke on the internet. And that's fine. That's fine. But I don't mind. It's funny. So yeah, joined the logistic corps as a driver in 2009. Got med discharged in 2018. Did 1 tour of Afghanistan. It wasn't anything kinetic. It was more, I don't know, doing some jobs for people in exchange for crates of Gatorade. So it's like whatever in it. We all choose our jobs. I just got loads of Gatorade for it. And my transition out of the forces, holy shit. That's wild. There's a lot of my people in the chat right now, and they kind of know. Do you know what I mean? But I won't bore you to death with it. After I left, there was it's like an instant overnight. It's like you go from, or like I was at the same regiment for 9 years, right? I knew absolutely everyone, and then you you leave, and then you just go back home, and it's sort of like there were loads of people that I used to hang around with in school. They're just doing the same thing, you know, just like drink, and they were doing drugs and shit. And I'm just like, I'm not interested in that. But whilst I was in the forces, I did really find myself. I found that I enjoyed cars, I like working my hands, I like messing around with stuff. And I got into cars and all the rest of it, and used that as a sort of like a lever to get into like certain quote friend circles. But it turns out a lot of them weren't actually friends. So just before COVID hit, kind of ended up in quite an abusive relationship. Not going to go too much into it because of certain things. But then, yeah, it just pure fucked with me. But then, you know, left that in 2021, and I don't think I've really had like the opportunity to transition. I'm still kind of in that mindset, but it's not. It's weird to explain. Do you know what I mean? You'll never completely shift out of that mindset, but yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of wild, but yeah, just that's me, you know. So I don't know.
That's fine.
What am I doing now? I guess. So now, you know, it was really weird when I saw like TikTok first come out. I was like, "That's gay as fuck." Like, I would never download that shit, right? I'm sorry,
I did as well.
All I ever heard about it was like, "Oh, TikTok dances," right? But anyway, I remember I was in Bertranga Services because I drive Class 1 trucks now. Obviously, I've done like loads of different jobs. I was a fleet compliance manager, drainage engineer, that kind of shit. But I was a Class 1 driver, sat in Bertranga Services. I'd go in, I'd get the same thing. There's like a noodle place there, just get some noodles to scran on, and I'd just bang YouTube on, right? And I started seeing all these like different military creators, but they're all from the States. And I just related so much to a lot of the stuff that they were saying. And that's how I met like a lot of people in chat. So you've got my girl Arc, C-Tabs, J-Sav. Like, they are amazing people. I just want to say hello. And Alfred's there as well. Damn, I didn't know Alfred was there, but sorry. I'm just going off.
Can we just comment out there? Alfred's put transitioning is such a joyous time. I've been home almost a decade and still not home, and I feel you there.
Yeah. So Alfred's ex-US Navy, really good dude. But
so do you want to tell them what platforms you've got and promote yourself whilst you're on the show as well?
Damn. Yeah, so I'm pretty much stretched vet everywhere. I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, kind of on Facebook, but not really. But I'm all over the place. But yeah, I just remember, like I said, sitting in that services, relating to what they were doing, relating to how they were like as a person. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to give it a go, just see what just a little bit of fun and stuff like that, because during this abusive relationship, I completely isolated from a load of people. Do you know what I mean? As typically, right? And I ended up just sort of like really shielding myself from like just society in general, just keep me away from everyone. Isolated myself quite heavily, and just through doing like little content bits, just like it's all just jokes. Do you know what I mean? There are people on there who take themselves way too seriously. It's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, so I just started doing stuff like that, and it just started opening doors, and I've met really cool people like my boy Keen Reservist. He's in the chat. Me and him went on holiday a couple of weeks ago. I ended up going to see, you know, War on That, Danny and Alex Harrison. And on their podcast and stuff. I've been on there now 3 times, although the third time the audio, because they just bought these new microphones. So they didn't quite get the audio settings for it right, and it kind of mucked up the whole recording. So that won't be released. And they're super busy dudes, man. and it's just really brought me out of my shell and stuff like that. And it just, yeah, like who'd have thought just having one of these and just being a dickhead on it, like it just sort of bring you out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, Dave, you're on mute, I think.
No, I'm definitely not on mute.
Oh, there we go. So guys, if anybody would like to donate to Carol, her link's at the bottom there. It's in the chat as well. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow Veterans Waypoint. Follow Carol on TikTok, Carol Tiimone, and Stretch there, which is his name's Danny, but everyone knows him as Stretch. Please like, share, and subscribe, and give everyone a follow, guys. Has anybody in the chat got any questions or anything else they want to say? We've still got another 15 minutes to half an hour.
Just glaring over at chat. Yo, say something.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Say the King reservist would have something part of his lizard crew, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. We did a live whilst we were over there. It was just so funny because we I can't remember what we looked up, but it was like, oh, that was it. We were trying to find out how to put the HDMI through the TV so we could just play some music in the background and stuff. And it was so funny, dude, because like we were looking on the thing like how to connect to Centre Park's TV. And there was just like this review, and it said, "Oh, it's really nice," but there was these RAF noises, and we're like, "Oh, what? What do you mean RAF noises?" So we just started taking the piss out of RAF. Yeah, there you go, RAF noises. And it was just like, like I don't know. He said something that made me crease, man. He said it's just two blocks running down the road, just spinning and going waka 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 like that. Just goofy stuff, man. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking cool.
Good. Has anybody got any veteran jokes or any good jokes they want to share? We haven't had this on the show before. Has anybody got any good jokes?
Or any dips? Love
Yeah, any dips?
Oh, nothing that no one's heard before. In the
Ask your question. Has anyone been to Canada?
Right, I'm sorry. No, you just said, has anyone got any good dits? Right, there's 5 of us here, right? And I know some of you have dits, man. You all have dits. Of course you do.
I've told mine in my lives, and I've been ripped for it ever since.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
You
You know what I mean?
You've been to Canada, right?
Honestly, right. So when I was in basic training down in Perb, right, we used to have a Coldstream Guard sergeant in another troop, but he was standing there in front of parade, and he made me come out and walk around like a space invader for about a solid 15 minutes.
Wait, so
Honestly.
when you say space invader, were you just cutting around the barracks going meh, 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 meh?
I was walking around like that. I was
While
walking
you were cleaning
sideways as
windows.
well. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh dear, it's a good thing nothing crashed into you. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh my god. Oh,
I say some of my bits I probably
Yeah,
couldn't
go
say
for
on
it.
here because of some of them are a bit graphic.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah.
You know, it's awkward, isn't it, when you just put on the spot like that?
I've got one. So I was in Non-Aspe with an ex-partner of mine, and I've come home steaming drunk. It's probably a 2-mile walk. Non-Aspe's in Spain. So I'm walking home. I've gone off ahead. I said, catch me up. I'm just going to go for a pee. I was busting for a number 2. So I'm there in the hedge, and I pulled my trousers down. I've had this number 2. I wiped my backside with the leaves and stuff. And then I nearly said her name then, but I didn't want to mention her name. The partner at the time had gone, Darren, where are you? And she jumped and she stepped right in the middle of my shit. It was hilarious. And she was in flip-flops in between her toes. And you can imagine me, I was bawling. And we're stumbling back and she's got shit in her toes. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to know I did it as well. It was new to the relationship.
Oh, it must have been the cat. It must have, I don't know. There's cats that knock around here, dude.
Just imagine jumping and then stepping in your partner's shit.
Did she just jump? It wasn't even like, let's
hang on, guys, 1 second. Yeah, carry on the show, guys. I got somebody here.
Yeah, no worries.
See you later. I was going to say,
Who's got batter stories?
who's got what?
Batters?
Batter stories.
Battus. Oh, dude,
Well-
I went to Battus for like 3 weeks, man, and we were just driving around these majors, just stalking and exercise. And to be fair, like I had the coolest major out of all of sorry, it was 4 majors. So there was me and 3 other dudes that just got deployed over. And oh, it was so funny. I had the coolest major out of a lot of them. And I remember we were stalking one, and we were wearing night vision, and it was very, very, very fucking overcast. And as you know, like NVGs work like with moonlight, right? And we just couldn't see anything going up like Snake Pass and down all the different like routes. So you've got me hanging out of one side of the truck, you've got him with his night vision hanging out the other side of the truck, and he's like left a bit, right a bit, and I'm just like looking because they've got them massive irrigation ditches, don't they?
Yeah.
So you just like just like literally just sort of Ace Ventura-ing it down around Canada. It was great.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I've been kicked out the communal room. It's closing, so I'm just walking about outside. I've got no signal in the caravan here, so I'm just stood outside. So yeah, carry on.
Just kicked him out. Boo! Don't kick him out. Put him back.
To me and Battus, I've accumulated a name in Civvy Street by a few of my mates. I think they're watching at the minute, and my nickname's Beer. So it sort of ties into this Battus story. I went out drinking with all the lads, as you do, playing the silly games around the canteen and stuff, fuzzy duck and other stupid games that you play with the small Budweiser beer cans. And then we went out in the town. Everyone got back in the morning, and I don't remember much of this, but in the morning, everyone's on parade, bar me. And I had the whole of Battus camp looking for me for about 6 or 7 hours. And I woke up in the grass with all the snakes or whatever else is in there, just like popped up, and they're like, "Where the fuck have you been?" It's like, I've been having a sleep. I didn't make it to the rooms.
Oh, I love that so much. Oh, I love that so much. Oh,
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What about you, Carrie? You got any bits from it?
Most of my stories are drink based, which is probably normal for the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Tales of Battus.
I don't really know.
I've got another one, but have you got one, Dave?
Yeah, so mine isn't Battus. So when I was a phase 1 instructor, the next day we were going to take all the recruits adventure training. So went into town, and mate's like, heads, we stay out, get smashed. Tails, we go back. So like, yeah, it's 50-50, we'll do that. So he flips it, obviously lands on the one where we're staying out. Next thing I know, I'm walking down the road, and this cop car screeches in front of me, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, have you been jumping over garden fences? I'm like, no, mate. It's like, I suggest you take a look at yourself and answer that question again. So I look down, and I'm covered in green and mud, and I'm like, oh. So the next thing, they drop me off at camp. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and as I'm walking in camp, all my recruits are stood outside the guard room on show parade. There's me covered in mud, grass, getting dropped off by a cop car.
Oh, no.
Like, yes, living the dream.
Lead by example.
Apparently I said to my mate, I was like, watch this, hold my beer, and I jumped over the fence of the pub.
Brilliant.
Don't remember any of it.
So
Oh dear.
everyone is going to be familiar with the place Salisbury, right? So
Yeah,
when I was in
Salisbury.
phase 2, I actually went out drinking in Salisbury. I don't know if any of you have been there before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was a small little bar, and we used to call it the Ag-eye bar, because everyone who went in there and had a drink ended up getting ag-eyed at some point. Well, anyways, it was just stocked with like all these different types of vodka, and I looked at the menu and I seen the little shot that was like 77%. So I thought I'd try it, and it was that strong. I actually chased it down with a glass of normal vodka.
Wow.
Yeah,
story.
naturally.
Long story short, I woke up in my pit space the next morning covered in soil with loads of flowers everywhere. And it turns out I'd ripped it out of the plant pot from outside of the guard room.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I got absolutely bounced for it.
Wow. Well, I've got one, and I had just finished my basic training at Lichfield. I went on leave, and then I went to my I finished 11 Signal Regiment, my Phase 2 trade training. I went on to 3 UK DSR Signal Regiment, and I was only 17. I wasn't allowed to drink, but as you know, they were giving us drink in the army, initiation drinks, and I was it was all top shelf, and I downed it, and I spewed in the glass. They're like, no, you still got to drink it. So I'm trying to drink it, and it's just full of sick. And I'm not joking. I got halfway down the pint, and my sergeant at the time just grabbed it off me and downed it. And I'm like, you've just drank my sick. And I'm thinking, what? But listen, it gets worse. So I've gone back then. I can't find my room or whatever. So hungry. I'm not going to lie. I've taken some food out of someone's fridge because I can't find my block in 3 UK DSR Signal Regiment. And I've put, I don't know what it was. I think I put polystyrene that somebody had put in the fridge in the microwave, put it on for 30 minutes and set the block on fire. I had 7 days ROPS, but they told me not to say I was drunk because I was underage drinking. I set the block on fire. I had ROPS for 7 days.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So for anyone in chat, like ROPS is restrictions of privileges, and it basically means he couldn't leave fucking camp and he just got fucked about. Those 7 days, man. Like that's amazing. Oh dear.
But it was all fun and good.
One of my favorite drunk escapades. So we're all drinking and stuff like that, and someone just goes, "Yo, we should run around the parade square naked." And just the three of us, like there was me. I'm not going to name them because some of them are in like training establishments and stuff like that, right? But me and two other dudes, right? You're just like, yeah, okay. So anyway, just absolutely stripped, stark as naked, except as fucking trainers, right? And then we're just running around the parade square while shouting, "I will not run around the parade square naked." The CO's house is, I'm not even joking, 50 meters away, if that. Right from the parade square, right? And we're just bouncing around this parade square. Just did 3 laps, run back in, right? So my buddy Sammy, what she done, right? She took all our clothes and then barricaded herself in my fucking room, right?
No.
So, yeah. So anyway, I was like, oh, I'm a weirdo. I sleep my window open all the time, right? Window wide open, right? So I run through the back, through the smoking area, and who's in my smoking? I don't know why he was there, right? But it was one of my sergeants, right? And he was a Jamaican dude, right? And I was just like, oh no. Anyway, I just ran past him and it was just like whatever. And climbed him through the window, got changed, went outside for a smoke and stuff like that. And he's still there, right? And like I said, he's Jamaican, and I look at him, right? You know, son? And he goes, "You some badass boys, you know." It's just so random. I didn't know why he was there. But it just like as I've run past, like I'm running past like that, my dick's just like, wah. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, just wild, man. Like, why would you do that? But it is what it is, isn't it?
We do some crazy shit, don't we?
Oh, I was in Leckensfield on a driver course.
Driver training,
yeah. We were put in a VT block. I shared it with a couple of Gurkhas, a Jamaican lad, and a couple of my mates. So we start playing cards. I've got a can next to me. And the next thing you know is it all kicks off. One of the Gurkhas picks up the iron board and just whacks the Jamaican lad round the head with it. I'm just like, wow. Next thing you know, yeah, RPs come in, grab us all, stick us into like a cell, and I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I'm getting blamed for being racial, and I'm like, hang on a sec, I was playing cards, and the Gurkha wrapped an iron board around him.
Wow.
That's what I done. And then I got a Reggie entry for having a can of unopened alcohol next to me.
Did you get ROPS for it?
I got a lot worse because I was 17 at the time. So
wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was my first taste of Gurkhas.
The Gurkhas, you've got to take our hats off to them. They're incredible soldiers, aren't they? They deserve credit.
I suffered quite a lot in the engineers.
Yes, same. So our regiment was we had, was it 9-4, which was Queen's Own Gurkha Logistic Regiment. And Jesus Christ, man, like some of them are just scary, man. Like the Gurkha rifles, wasn't that acting Sam pun? Took on like 30 fucking blokes.
Yeah.
And one. You know, you're just like, yeah. Like it's
They're
funny because
kamikazes, aren't they?
Dude, they're like really short dudes, always smiling. Ah, hello, hey, you know what I mean, right? But
Namaste.
ooh, yeah, namaste, Saab. We had a Gurkha troop commander, and oh my god, he was a fucking nightmare. I think he's an exception to the rule. Whilst we're in Afghan, he set off a fire extinguisher to test it, and it's just like you've just VOR'd the truck. Well done. And then when we got back, and you do like the freedom of the town, you march through. Oh, got a medal, yeah, right. You're marching through. So our sergeant major is at obviously the rear of the troop, and he's giving all the eyes left. Yeah, fucking look at that fucking old bloke who says he's a sheriff, right? You're banging past, nice one, yeah. I was right on marker, so I didn't have to look. You know what I mean? Tall boy, and anyway, I've got in front of me is like a lot of officers, and then you've got the OC in front, right? Anyway, they hadn't heard the eyes front, and so there's me, there's one of my staffy, and I can't remember who was between us, and we're like, "Oh, sirs, put your eyes front, sir." And, just trying not to make it obvious, but trying to get that message across, right? Anyway, one of them clocks on, hears it, and then just goes like officer's eyes front or whatever. They all bang their eyes front and stuff like that. And I shit you not, fuck Christ, this Gurkha captain turned around. He could only probably get away with it because he was a Gurkha and he was so fucking short, and he's like surrounded by fucking men who are right-hand markers, and he just turns around in the middle of it, right? He goes like this, "Cheers, boys," and then carries on. I'm like, I'd have been fucking crucified for that. What are you doing? I'd have been my asshole would have been chewed, man. Oh my god, so I can't get away with that. So we got a man drop.
It's probably lost the signal. He'll be back on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, if I'd have done that, I'd have got my asshole chewed, man. What the?
You know, they used to go when they used to go on patrol in Afghan with us lot. We used to come back, and they'd come back with a goat that they'd cut so they can cook it for goat curry. Like you've come off being bullets flying everywhere and whatnot, and then they used to get back into the fob, and they were cooking goat curry that they'd found in a field.
Yeah. We had that. They made a goat curry. They got a goat. Take the cookeries, and this smack. The head comes off one swipe, straight up, gone.
You only watch it once.
awesome soldiers, but I think they can get away with so much because they are quite short and you can't really see them.
It's what's happened to that goat before.
What's that?
It's what's happened to that goat before it's cooked.
Oh, don't. If you guys ever watched on sub, I will have to send you individually this story about the donkey. I'll have to send you it individually. I'm not going to repeat the story because it's fucking wild. But I'll fire it off to you guys. Oh my god!
Save it for another show.
It's not my story to tell. You know what I mean? But
okay.
I'll send you the link because they've got like a story direct about it, dude, and it's just hilarious. I showed Danny and Alex it when I went first up for their podcast, man, and I was just like, you need to see this. It's disgusting and great.
I remember when I was in Afghan, right, and I was guard commander, so someone was knocking at the gate, so I went to go and I answered it, and there was this little villager stood there with this goat, and I knew exactly what was coming, so I went straight back in. I grabbed the sergeant. I was like, "You can deal with this." Absolutely not.
Get your UV light out and check the butthole.
I've got a question for you all, and I want you to tell the truth. How many people have fallen asleep on stag?
Oh, all the time.
No. Yeah, I never did.
Never, really?
I've smoked on stag though. I have smoked. I had to do that.
Do you know the best?
Look at the energy I'm bringing to this. Do you think I ever sleep?
True.
I haven't fallen
I was a
asleep on
nightmare
stag,
for it.
but
I was a nightmare for it.
Do you remember them really crazy glasses you used to have to wear when you were in basic if you needed glasses?
Super.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I absolutely refused to wear them anyway.
They are just natural contraception glasses. You're never getting any dick.
Right? So I was on exercise, right? And you know when it's like starting to get dark and you think you can see something?
Your own glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I seen this little branch moving. It was blowing in the wind right now. I thought it was someone coming towards me. So I got absolutely everybody up on stand 2 for a tree branch.
Yes, you were that person.
I was
Imagine just
you
issuing
were
a
well
challenge to a tree branch. Whole advance wants to be recognised. He just sends a load of leaves towards you.
Was anyone
All
like?
it is-
Did anyone have a negligence discharge? ND. I'm going to
No.
put my hands up. I did. I know you're supposed to check your safety catch, but I must have knocked it off, and I thought my safety catch is on. I'll just pull the trigger, and I ND, didn't I?
That is the best way to make sure that you know that your safety catch is on or off, is if you just pull the trigger. Done. It's fine.
Yeah, but I must have knocked mine off, and I ND'd on exercise. Oh my god, did I get in trouble?
Yeah, we've got
get
Dave in
locked
the
from
middle.
that
He's melting away because he was like phase 1 instructions, like, oh no, you are the people I hate.
Yeah, I was like only 17, and they called me hazard. I was just a complete hazard back then. Complete hazard.
Being a skivvy, that fight, I'm going to block my ears.
Oh, Alfred in the chat's just gone marinated. God, that's gross, dude.
Yeah, I just want to apologise to people in the. I just want to apologise to people in the chat. Like on my phone, I've got a studio now. On the phone, I'm trying to get it in, but sometimes it's just not allowing your comments to come on the screen. And I am trying, and I do apologise. It's because I'm away on a break at the minute.
So that's called bad.
To be fair, there's been some all right bits in chat. There's been some good ones. Like
I can't get them up. Maybe next time I'll get Dave, me and Dave, to control it. So all you have to do, Dave, is just click the chat and it comes up. But you've got to be in the control center.
What was it?
I mean, I've got it up now. I can have a look if you want.
Alfred.
Yeah, go on and read them out.
So
read some out, Dave.
Sat at Steve Fair in Washington State, in the States. First couple of days, we had to be in uniform, even though they were in the States. So the first night, the Marine was waiting to get back abroad. Dropped his phone off the pier, jumped in the water, full dress uniform, gets the phone and goes back on board.
That's amazing.
Good stuff.
that is Marine activity, man.
Of course,
dude. I've got a story about a Royal Marine. Jesus
Go
Christ, this dude. Oh, right, it's quite long-winded, so pull up a sandbag, get comfortable.
Yeah.
So we went over to. I get them confused. Senelaga and Paderborn. I can't remember which one has the DST in it, but one of them has DST.
Senelaga's Germany, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're both are.
So me and my boy Grant, we were over there for an EPLS course. I don't know why they sent us to Germany for an EPLS course, even though they're based in Bristol, but it is what it is. And so we one of the guys who was living in the same sort of like block as us was a Marine dude, right? So we made friends with him and stuff like that, see him in the smoking area. And anyway, we all went out on the fucking piss, right? And we went to Neil's bar just outside, and he was absolutely baggage party before we even left Neil's, right? And then we went into the town, right? So anyway, in the taxi, and I remember what song was on. It was that Celebration, Celebrate Good, that one, right? And anyway, we end up getting out, and he goes up to the first girl he sees, right? First German girl he sees, says, "Yo, how do you say you are beautiful in German?" Right? And she goes, "Schlagen, sausage, whatever," right? And so anyway, he goes around and he says this to every single girl that he sees, every single one. Never mind, like if her boyfriend's there or what. This
No way.
Yeah. So anyway, we tried getting into one club, and for some reason they don't like us, which okay, fair enough, based, right? Fucking we we got turned away from one. I was like, yeah, let's go to this Irish bar up the road, right? And I was like, yo, we didn't get into the last one. If we don't say anything, right, maybe we'll get into this one. Just don't say a word, right? So anyway, like really quiet, go to this place, right? This fucking German bouncer is like, blah, 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 German. And I just turned around, and when I've had a drink, right, my Yorkshire accent really comes out, and I was just like, you what, pal? And here he goes, no HM forces allowed in here. I said, I do know I'm in army. I could be a tourist, you dickhead. Anyway, he didn't let us in, naturally. And we ended up going to, there's a bar there with like a spiral staircase. That's all I remember of this bar. And the bar's in the middle, and you could smoke in there. And so we're in there, we're getting drinks. And I've gone down to use the restroom. I've come back up, and I can't find any of my buddies, right? So there was me, this Marine, and a dude. I'll call him, for the sake of it, I'll call him, I don't know, Peter, right? So Peter. And so I go up to Peter and I go, yo, Peter, where's Junior? And he's like, I don't know. I thought it was with you. I was like, no, I was pissing. Why would it be me? And it was kind of a Marine thing, I guess. He'd hold my dick. Anyway, we spent an hour looking for this dude, and we're like, we can't find him. So we came to one of three conclusions, right? He's either been nicked, right? Because he was a fucking nightmare. He was like pissing off stairs and then splashing it off, it's like into his mouth. So he's either been
crazy,
arrested. Yeah. Dude, he was so much fun. He's such a good guy. And he's either been arrested, he's pulled the girl with that mad line, or he's just tucking himself back to camp because he realizes he's fucking baggage, right? So those are the three things that we thought. So when we got back to camp, knocked on the door was locked. We thought, whatever. So got up in the morning, went to Scarf, come back, and knocked on his door again, and it's locked. And we're like, dude, he must be nursing the biggest fucking hangover in the world in there. Bless him, right? 2 days went past and we hadn't seen this fucking guy, and we're like, yo, we need to start thinking about talking to someone here. Like, this is not good, right? So we were going to go up to the guard room to report it, and on our way up to the guard room, this Marine is walking down, and his face is all busted up, his ears all fucked, and we're like, dude, what happened to you? And he goes, well, I said this line to a girl in that German, and I was like, okay, cool. And he goes, yeah, she was with a Queen's Royal Hussar, and the Royal Hussar kicked the fuck out of me, and then stayed with me till the ambulance came, wrapped his t-shirt around my head, and then once the ambulance took me away, he just bugged out. And he goes, I woke up with an RMP next to my bed asking if I wanted to press charges, and I said, what'd you say? He went, no, I was being a dickhead. So, like I say, quite long-winded. Marines, funny, can't drink. Is the moral of the story. So
brilliant. That is absolute great story. Thanks, guys. We've got 4 minutes left. I just wanted Carol to go and explain about her walks once again, just towards the end of the show. Her donation link I'm going to put up now. If anybody would like to donate to a cause, we will put it out on all of our platforms tomorrow as well, and I'll put it in the comments. So if you can afford, no donation is too small. Carol, take it away again, please, before we end the show.
So my veterans walks are going to be up and down the country. So my next walk is going to be up in Scotland at Loch Lomond, then back down to Blencathra, and then I'm going to be in Wales. And I aim to hit as many places as I possibly can, reach as many veterans and their support circle. And on every single one of these walks, I provide the packed lunches, I provide the water, the wet kit, the warm kit, so no one has to worry about going hungry or having the right equipment. So it doesn't matter if you're in a bit of hardship, still come along. We're aiming to build a community and get people out of the house and help their mental health.
And if you want to get hold of Carol, when I do the post tomorrow, I'll grab her email. If anybody's interested in going on these walks, like she says, she's doing them all over the country. I think I'll join the one in Wales. Whereabouts is it in Wales?
Snowdon.
Snowdon. Yeah, you did say, sorry. Yeah, so if anybody's interested, I'll put their email out tomorrow. Please contact Carol. Like she said, she's going to provide packed lunches for you. And guys, we're 2 minutes now. Has anybody got any last words before Dave closes the show?
Yeah, I've got some. I just want to say thanks to my team that are in chat right now. They have been the biggest support for me. I mean, not just on like supporting the stuff that I do online. I mean, about the stuff that they do offline. Honestly, I'd be completely fucking lost without them. And I just want to say thank you guys, honestly.
Can I just say one more thing as well?
Of course you can.
So while I've been doing what I've done, I've had a few people message me personally because they've noticed that their friends have been struggling. So I just want to big up absolutely everybody who notices all the signs, all the changes and all the differences in their friends and speaking up on their behalf, because you noticing them little things is a massive life-saving opportunity. So I want to just big you guys up.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Carol. Thanks for that. Liam, did you have anything to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for letting us come on, and thanks for everyone who's watched from my end. And I think it's great what you're doing, and hopefully everything goes well for you guys.
I totally agree on what you're saying. We all need to come together as one and keep doing what we're doing. And it's a big focus for us all, especially me. It's a massive focus for me, and it's really helped me in my recovery as well. So Dave, before I play the song, do you want to end the show?
Yep. just a huge thank you to all our guests today for sharing your stories, your service, and your continued dedication to helping fellow veterans. Your insight and honesty mean a lot, not just to us, but also to everyone listening and the veteran community. So thanks also to the audience. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next Friday for episode 71. So until then, take care, stay connected, and support your veterans. Thank you.
Guys, see you later. Cheers, guys. Thanks for you.
I pledged allegiance to the flag God stood beside me. I swore an oath to my countrymen and kin. Side by side we sang our anthem oh so proudly. And this is where a soldier's tale begins. We left for foreign shores in the name of freedom, comrades in arms for the liberty of